Welcome to Rangers Radio on the Matchday show, the world's one and only unique live phone-in show for Rangers supporters all over the world. Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, good evening and hello and welcome to Rangers Radio. After 76 days of competitive football, Rangers are back in action tonight for the SPFL season opener, season 26-27, away to Dundee United. Joining myself, Rob, on tonight's show is the one and only AK.
Good evening, Rob. Good evening, the Take It team and everybody that's listening. Welcome to Rangers Radio. And for the season 26-27, the opening game, Rangers are away to Tannadice. What a glorious night, and hopefully we're celebrating come the end of the game.
Does it feel weird, mate, having a game on a Friday night as an opener?
Aye, it does a bit, doesn't it? It's obviously the TV schedule is picked our game out, and expecting probably good viewing figures. There'll be plenty of Bears tuning in all around the world, not just on these shows. So it's a good one for the TV. So we've got to be up there, be professional, and back down the road with 3 points. That's what we're looking for, mate. I don't care how we perform. I don't know about you. It's all about the 3 points.
Result over performance, mate, especially the first game of the season. You want to get a good start. We know we've not had a good start over the past few seasons, especially on the opening day. I think the last time we won an opening fixture was 2022, away to Livingston. So it's about getting started, mate. And tonight we've got the chance to do it, set the foundations and lay the footprint. Whether we win beautifully or ugly, I don't care, as long as we win.
That's it. That's the mantra. Derek McInnes when he comes in, just win, and that's what we're looking for.
I think you've got the all-important team news, mate. A lot of people talking about this during the week. Who's going to play? How we're going to set up? And you can give us the answers.
Certainly can, mate. Tonight's first team of Derek McInnes' reign as Rangers manager. Competitive action. Right, in goals, we've got Pandur, Sterling, Fernandes, Godfrey, Romans. Midfield of Devlin, Diamondi, Asgard, Gassama, Captain Long Shankland and Nadiri. On the bench, we've got Kelly, McCrory, McCanya, new signing, Neil Dragojevic, Chukwani, Curtis, Chermiti and Majovski.
How are you seeing that setting up, mate, to start with?
Well, defensively, we've got four. I would say midfield, I would say we could go 4-3-3 or 4-4-2. Personally, I see it as possibly a diamond shape in the midfield, with Devlin being the sitter, Asgard linking up to the attack, and the width will be coming for Gassama. I think on the right, I would be playing him to give him more space to run into, because I kind of see Sterling overlapping them too often, and I'd put Asgard on the left with probably Romans able to overlap him, which could also push Asgard inside. But it'll be interesting to see how the manager sets up. How do you see it yourself, Rob?
I think it's going to be a 4-4-2, mate, and I think it'll be a kind of flat four. Gassama on the right, I'd imagine, and Asgard left with Devlin and Diamondi central. And obviously Shankland and Nadiri up front. In the back five, mate, I think the back five obviously picked itself, if we're honest, in terms of McCann, as you say, is on the bench, just in the door. But that's a tried and tested already during pre-season of our defence, and they were solid against West Ham. I don't think there's any surprises in that back line, mate.
No, well, certainly based on the West Ham performance, Sterling came in and it was more impressive than wee McCrory against St Etienne, so I've not got an issue with that. Romans is he's a Roman left back, recognised left back as it is, and Ben Godfrey and Fernandez is your basically your recognised centre back. So I don't have an issue with your back line just now. Wee bit concerned about where the width in the team comes from and who's going to be that spark to feed in your front guys up front, because you've got two good. Well, Shanklin, we know he can put the ball in the net. Nadiri will run all day for you. He's yet to prove his assets as a forward for us, but he's certainly got the credentials to work for the base of the team and work himself into the ground. And you've got Chermiti there. Wee bit surprised he's on the bench, but he's capable of coming off the bench and scoring and hurting the team. And obviously Miloski's got a proven track record for that as well. So you've got plenty of options there on the bench, and I think McInnes will use them accordingly to how the game's planning it.
Is Nadiri the only real surprise, mate, if we're being honest?
He is for me. I think he is for a lot of the Rangers support. I think we all kind of expected Chermiti to probably start up front with Shanklin. Shanklin can play that wee bit deeper as well. But Nadiri, he has got assets, mate. As I say, the goal scoring stakes he's yet to prove. But any time that you've seen Nadiri, his work rate is excellent. He just doesn't stop. He harries. He presses for the ball. He can trigger a press coming through his midfield as well. But as a striker, you're bought as a striker to score goals for Rangers, and that's where the supporters will judge you, and quite rightly so. But if he's doing a job as a team in a two, and he's his partner scoring the goals, then he's still doing his job. With Mark Catley and McCoist, we go back to their days, and prolifically McCoist was the goal scorer, but Hatley also chipped in quite a lot of goals too. Nadiri needs to go off the mark if he's to have a long-term career. No, not tonight, I'm saying over the course of the season. He's got to be a threat for opponents, but I'm not surprised in a sense that he is up there. But it's just whatever McInnes thinks is best for the team.
I'll be honest, mate, I'm a wee bit surprised to see him starting beside Shanklin, because I think they're quite similar, that they like to drop deep to receive the ball and hold it up. I'd be interested to see who the vocal point is out of the two of them, whether it's Nadiri. As you say, we've not really seen him as a goal threat when he played alongside Chermiti or Miovski. He was that one doing the work outside the box, linking up with the midfield. We're yet to see him in that kind of goal mouth area to get chances and goals. So be interesting to see how we line up, mate. But there is people joining us all the time. If you run through the team lines again, mate.
No problem, pal. Tonight's starting lineup is Pandur in goals, Sterling, Fernandez, Godfrey, Romans, Devlin, Diamondi, Asgard, Gassama, Captain, Lorne Shankland, and Nadiri. On the bench, we've got Kelly, McCrory, McCanya, Neil, Dragojevic, Chukwani, Curtis, Chermiti, and Miovski.
Come give us your thoughts, folks, on tonight's first team. 0141 356 1972. Phone lines are open. Come let us know how you see it setting up. Are you surprised that MD's in there? What do you make of the bench? The new guys are all in amongst the bench there. And of course, how do you think it's going to go the first game of the season? Results over performance? Or are you still looking to see a solid performance? Come join us and let us know. AK, I'll run through the Dundee United team quickly as well, mate. There is some names we'll be aware of from last season, but they've made a lot of signings as well. 10 signings they've made this summer, but they go with Walton, Rollins, Forbes, Esselink, Ferry, Savage, Tate, Aggie, Randall, Rose, and Sapsford. And Sapsford's a name that will be familiar with the support. Scored a goal last season against us, and he's actually got 3 and 4 in the cup ties that they've played. Dundee United, of course, they've been involved early in this season in the League Cup. 4 domestic or competition games already competitive, so they've got a bit of a head start on us, mate. But does that count for anything? Competitive games are probably better than friendly games, but
you could look at it the other way. Because Dundee United finished bottom six last year, that's why they're forced to play competitive games so early. And it's no brilliant opposition they've been playing. I mean, I had a wee look at their results before we come on. They beat Stirling 1-0 away with a 93rd minute penalty. So that's not exactly impressive. They then lost to Montrose 1-0, but since then they've scored 7 without reply against Arbroath and Spartans. 3-0 and 4-0 respectively. So they've won 3 out of 4 of their League Cup games. And they had a friendly there with Salford, and they actually lost that 3-2. Young boy Satsford, Australian boy, quite impressed with how many times he's played against us in the past. But as you say, they've made a lot of changes, a lot of loans, a lot of frees, no spent a hell of a lot. So they've juggled the squad a wee bit. So they're not exactly flying themselves, but it's all about attitude and application, endeavour, will to win. And I think Cammy Devlin, for me, he'll set the tone in the midfield. Just hope that Mr. Walsh keeps his cards in his pocket and referees us fairly. But we want after a good start. It might not be pretty in the eye, but as I say, a 1-0 victory back down the road with 3 points. That's a good start to the season for me. But we'll see, pal, how it pans out.
It's interesting you mentioned Devlin there, mate. Some of the eagle-eyed followers out there might notice that he's no longer number 17. He's number 14. So I think that tells you where Barami's away. Don't think you've seen that yourself, mate, did you?
No, I didn't notice it, pal. Aye, eagle eye you.
Oh, aye. Keen eye for detail, me, mate.
Aye. Well, that must be a significant number then for him if he's keen to change it. So, no, listen, I've liked Devlin's cameo roles in the team. I know there's a lot of doubters out there where they think he's good enough for that, but I tell you can't question his attitude and his application. I think he sets the tone for the full team, actually, for what I've seen him. You know, he's going to put his foot in there. He's going to, you know, bark orders to people round about him if they're not doing their job properly. And I like that, mate. I like that. He's come into a different environment. Obviously, he's familiar with his manager. He's also familiar with Shanklin. But he's not familiar with the rest of the guys or the club. But when he's embracing that as he's doing, that's what we can ask. You know, get out there, show 110% effort, leave your mark on the team, on the game. And I certainly think he's been doing that for what we've seen him so far. And I don't expect him to be any more tonight, any less tonight.
I think he's just played the game that he plays, mate. I don't think he's tried to change his style. Or anyway, I think he's come in and he showed us what we already knew. Because he's in blue, you're always going to have that conversation about game management, being aware of when to do a tackle if you're on a book and how the referees are going to do them. We know what it's going to be like. But again, as we've touched on in previous shows, he'll relish the chance at Rangers. You can see how happy he actually is to be at the club. He's always smiling. He's one of these kind of guys that comes across very enthusiastic. And I think he'll take some pride in being within the club. He's got a manager, as you say, trust him, which is a massive factor to have, especially when you go to a new club, mate.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's two-way fold. The manager trusts the player and the player trusts the manager. I mean, he's familiar with the Scottish game now. He's been with Hearts, 3 years there before he came to ourselves. So he knows the Scottish game. He knows the grounds that he's going to go to. All right, he's wearing a different shirt now, but his attitude will still be the same. And it's up to others round about him to feed off that enthusiasm that he's got. You know, and I just like the way he's come in there. It doesn't faze him. The way we've seen other players in recent years where they just look rabbit in the headlights. He looks as if he's embracing the challenge, and that's what you need of Rangers players, you know. But he's limited. He knows he's limited on ability. He's not going to dribble around 6-7 and slot in a goal the way Gaza used to do. He's there to win the ball, you know, in the midfield and feed guys in, whether it be Asgard, whether it be Kisama, or even Ada Srinky's bone feed in the Shankland or Nadiri up front. You know, I'm sure it'll be a good signing, and everything points towards it. He's been a good signing this year already, and it comes to us in a free, which was a Brucey bonus for us too.
I think when there's a player who's free, mate, they can add quality to your squad and they can come in and be a first team starter. You're not going to shy away from it, regardless of maybe how you've viewed them as a player in the past playing against them. But I think I said it in a previous show, mate, he's a kind of player that you'd hate to play against, but you'd love to have him in your team and in the dressing room. And what has surprised me a little bit, mate, not his performances, as we say, we know what we get from him. It's the way he is on the pitch with other players. You've seen it against West Ham, going over to Gassama, trying to encourage him, motivate him to go again, find the next pass. He's got the leadership skills, although he's not got the armband to prove it. He doesn't need it. He's on the pitch and he's vocal to any player just in the door. Shows you the kind of temperament he's got as well, mate, the character of him.
Yep, and that's why McInnes has brought him. He's like Ron Seal. He does what it says on the tin. And for what I've seen so far, I think Ben Godfrey is the kind of leader in the back line. He's the guy that's barking orders, pulling Fernandez into positions where he strayed that wee bit. St Etienne, he didn't stray as much against West Ham, so he needs somebody there, to basically control his position. Obviously, he's got to keep an eye on how far Romans is going up the park, and if we need to shuffle across to fill that gap, the midfield and the defence has got to be on point with that, so as we're not leaving ourselves vulnerable on the counter, which was apparent against St Etienne. So all these things come with games and relationships and momentum and things, and it'll be the same with the strikers up front, getting a relationship together with Shankland and Nadiri.
Not to put any pressure on any of the players out there as an individual, mate. Collectively as a team, they've got to perform well. But how big of a game is this tonight for Gassama in particular? He is, as you said earlier, the only natural wide player. There will be a lot of attention because of the way he performed last season. And we know we're light there, but when you look at the squad, he's the guy who can give you width. He's got it in his locker, but are we going to see it? How big a night is it for him already?
Of course. Listen, we looked at some of his performances last year, and he seems to favour being on the left-hand side. I can't get that. He's a right-footed player. He's cutting inside all the time, into traffic. We've got a problem in the team that we've got now. We've obviously lost Mikey Moore as well. He needs to play out there on the right-hand side there for me. He's right-footed. You've got the full, opposition half of the pitch to run into. You don't need to be coming inside into traffic. Just take your man on and be there to lay in crosses for Shankland and Nadiri and any of the other runners. We've got to play as a team, and everybody. You're not going to get your favourable position all the time. So for me, I wouldn't be putting Diamandi out in that right, because he just looked like a duck out of water against St Etienne when they played there. He didn't play at all because he was coming inside all the time, and it was leaving that channel on the right hand side. We were far too lopsided, so the opposition know that, and the target getting in behind Romans on the left, and that's exactly what they done. So we've got to stretch the defence that we're up against and look for avenues to penetrate through their back lines and the lines in between defence, midfield.
All right, mate. What we'll do is we can hear from our gaffer ahead of the first game of the season. So let's hear from Derek McInnes.
Derek, after a busy pre-season, how excited are you to get underway with the start of the Scottish Premiership tonight?
Yeah, like I've said to you, is that the friendlies serve their purpose, but I'm glad they're finished with and we can get down to the real stuff here. Obviously the fixtures have dealt as a tough start, which you'd expect, but equally want to make it a tough start for Dundee United as well, and it's important we come here and try and impose ourselves on the game and be as strong as we can be. The squad have worked extremely hard. Pre-season, as I say, serves its purpose, but nothing beats the real stuff, and you know, there's still a bit of work to do in terms of formulating the squad, but the squad have worked extremely hard that we've got here tonight, and the intention is to go and win the game.
Just on your team news tonight, what were you looking for? Talk us through your team this evening.
Yeah, listen, I think the game will be really quick and fiery to start. I think the intention from Dundee United will be not to let us settle, and I think we've got to be prepared for that, and I think the game maybe will settle down at some point. I like to have at least one wide player in my team, and obviously Gas is going to be playing tonight for us, and it's important that we try and give him a lot of the ball, and it's important for him to try and provide service, you know, be a threat, be a ball carrier for us, but also provide chances for my strikers. I've got a really strong bench, as you can see. Some players have really caught the eye and through the pre-season work, but it's tough picking 11 when you've got so many good players to choose from, but the team picked, I feel, is the team that's right to start the game.
How important is it? I think it obviously goes without saying that how important it is to get off to a strong start here tonight.
Yeah, I think just to keep the whole positivity going, the momentum, you know, we're judged on results, you know, and I think the players and myself understand that. You know, we know what we want to do this season, but nobody's going to give us it, and we're going to have to work extremely hard for every 3 points we get. Hopefully this is a start and we get 3 points, but we're going to have to do so much right in the game. But we have to make sure we compete, and then hopefully we can show that side of the game really strongly, and then show our quality at the right times.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Cheers for that, Fox. AK, the real stuff starts now. Momentum builder. Everything we've been saying all week.
This is it. This is it. It's everything we've been working towards is to start on the front foot tonight. We're the only game that's on show tonight, and we've got a chance to put our marker down, no matter how we play or that. As I say, it's vital. The 3 points are heading back down the road with us, so got a chance to notch on an away win right away on there and put a marker down. You said earlier, Rob, we've no won away for our opening game, I should say, in the league for 4 seasons, and that's not good enough, because that's put us on the back foot. It's put us under pressure, because obviously our rivals are they're getting off to the best possible start, so we need to acquit ourselves, be professional, and no matter how we win, we need to win. And send everybody home happy. But we're talking about a crowd tonight. I think Southside said the other night around about 4,000 travelling bears, so they're going to be loud and proud in the stadium as well, pal.
Oh, they certainly will be. I think I seen a thing earlier on saying it was a sellout. I don't know if that's for Tannadice as a whole or just our allocation, but I believe we've got the 2 stands behind the goals, so there'll be certainly some noise, some colour from the support, and that should hopefully drive the team on. As the manager said there, it might be sticky to start with, it might be a bit frantic, might be scrappy, might not be great, but you've just got to power through it. 90 minutes plus, get the victory, and as you say, 3 points on the board sets the tone, not just for yourself as a club, but it lays down a foundation. If you can get goals in it, great, but if you come away with a 1-0, 3 points is 3 points.
Well, Big Stevie's had the good preparation on the way up, and his bus, he's had these rolls and chopped pork. He's had the tequila rose. I think he's heading, just wolfing doing a sausage supper, and then he'll probably have his pie at half time. So it's a good night for Stevie so far.
I just hope he's got 2 sausages in that supper, not just one. If you heard him the other night.
I bet that was a half price one that he got. So
another thing the manager said there, mate, which is quite a good thing to have, is you've got so many good players to pick from who've caught the eye in training during the pre-season games. It's hard to pick an 11. We know the window's still open. There'll be players that come in, players that will go. But when you look at the squad that's starting and the ones on the bench, we look if they're in a really good place, mate. And it is already giving him a selection headache, which you want going forward.
he's at a bigger club now. All the resources are there. Obviously, he's not 100% happy with some of the squad, some of the business that he's done. He's left us a wee bit short, but he'll get there. it seems to be the same scenario every year now. You're talking 10, 12, 14, 16 players even out to then bring in your own sort of players. So this recruitment, we need to get it right. We're halfway there. We've got 8 players in already. We've had a lot of movement going out the way in the last few days and bringing in some money, which can go towards other potential buys. And we've got certainly plenty on the radar. He recognises what part of the squads need upgraded on what we've got already. But it's also up to the players who's available in training with the team now to show McInnes that they want to be part of his plans as well. So competition for places is good, mate. But it's when you're getting thrown a jersey, as Kavanagh says, Andrew Kavanagh, you put it on, you go out there, you represent the club, and you're winning for Rangers. That's the best bit of it.
Well, one player, mate, that might have a competition for places after the arrival of McCanny yesterday is Manny Fernandez. Let's hear from the big man.
Manuel, it's the start of the Scottish Premiership season. How excited are you to get going tonight?
I feel like, obviously it feels like the season didn't end too long ago, but to start a new season you can't be more grateful, and I'm excited to get up and running and hopefully get the win.
It is your second season at the club now. Does it feel different this time around, maybe that you know what to expect and you're obviously settled here now?
Yeah, 100%, and also a bit more confident knowing what's going to come into games and what you need to do, and also how you need to improve as well and learn from things you've done last season.
Yeah, you really made your mark in the team last year. Is that important for you now this season to build on that?
Yeah, 100%, because as a player you always want to improve, and then moments where you are successful last season you want to build on that and bring more success, because there's always room for improvement.
It is, of course, a different manager. There's new players in now. How has pre-season been getting used to all of those changes?
Oh, it's been good. Obviously, new manager comes in, sometimes it's a bit different, sometimes standards are different, sometimes style of play is different. It's something you have to adapt as a footballer because it's what happens. And look, I'm very confident that we'll do something very good this season, and we just need to focus on the task ahead. You've
played a couple of times in pre-season alongside Ben Godfrey. You're next to him again tonight. How is it building that relationship at centre-back?
Oh, it's good, because when you play with one person you easily understand what they do and how they do it the same way he understands for me, and it's just about focusing with each other and talking to each other and then building a connection to essentially keep less goals going in your goal.
Yeah, how important is it for the squad to get off to a strong start here tonight?
Oh, very important, because I don't think that we've won a first league game in the last few years, and I feel like to start off with a win, be top of the table at the end of the night, you can't really complain, and it's something that we need to look forward to and do. And I feel like from there we'll build confidence within going into next games.
What's going to be important tonight in the performance to get those 3 points?
Togetherness, I think that's the main thing. Obviously there's a lot of new players, and sometimes with new players you don't really understand what each other needs to do, and we don't have much time because people go to international. So I feel like just stay together through every moment, talk to each other, and that's going to be the most important thing.
Thanks again, Fox. AK, togetherness, I said there as well, learn from mistakes from last season. Is togetherness something that we didn't have enough of during the course of last season? And now, new manager, new players, you've got to find that togetherness quickly. And if you start it in day one, then it can build from there.
I think it's quite evident we didn't have the togetherness last season, Rob, particularly in the split when the title was there to be won. We spoke about it last week. There's reasons behind it. We'll not go there tonight, but I think the fact that he's started 4 new signings there tonight, and he's got other new signings on the bench. He's trying to evolve the squad as best as he can and as quickly as he can. But you don't win football as a team game. You don't win games as individuals. Individual accolades mean nothing as well for a lot of the support. It's 3 points. It's playing as a team. It's winning as a team and winning trophies as a team. Individuals is fine. They can shine on their own. But when it comes to winning trophies, picking up trophies, it's usually the best teams that win it. The individuals we don't do individuals at Rangers. Alan McCoy's won 2 golden boots. They're both in the trophy room at Ibrox. He's more appreciative of the medals that he won for Rangers, no his individual accolades.
Another thing I said, mate, is that partnership that he's got with Ben Godfrey of late. Obviously, as I've said there, McCann came in yesterday. Probably expect to see some more movement in terms of players coming in for that back line. But again, something that happened last season was the rotation of particularly the centre halves. It is key to try and get a partnership that works and you can be consistent as possible. Obviously, injuries or suspensions can happen, but first and foremost, if you can get a solid pairing in the centre back line, how crucial can that be?
Well, that's the anchor of the team there for me. Right through the spine of your team, your goalie, your two centre halves, your anchors in midfield, and then obviously your strikers. You've got to have that bit of your team right. And I think the signings that we've made, for what we've seen, I'm not judging good or bad. The new, obviously, as the season goes on, we'll appreciate them better than what they are. But it seems to be an upgrade, certainly on that team that Ox said during the week when we went away to Bruges there last year. You know, with Max Aarons and Magoma and Jiga, and we were horrendous that night. And that kind of performance wasn't unusual at that stage of the season, which was alarming for us as a support, because we could see that no way that team was basically going to do anything. So we've got to be solid in the back line. I think Godfrey will be that leader in the back line. Fernandes has got to, listen to him for instruction and things like that. No go wandering. Big Sterling played very well, I thought, at the weekend there. He's Mr. Reliable if we can get him fit. That is, he's not Mr. Reliable as in starting numbers, but the fact that he's there, the fact that Romans is still there, and Fernandes is there, so it's really only Pandur and Godfrey that's come into the back line, which is fine. And our goalkeeper he looks like a pair of hands in now, Rob. So it's up to your midfield to create and your strikers to score.
I think we could all agree, mate, that the back four physically are strong. I think you said there, the goalkeeper, there seems to be a calmness around not just the players but also the support when he's got the ball at his feet, as we've touched on as well during the shows in the week there. He likes to play as a kind of sweeper keeper. We know we play as a high line. There was at times last season a massive gap, teams exploited it. There seems to be a calmness around the goalkeeper. His first game, he comes and collects a ball from a free kick, which I said at the time on the night of the game at St Etienne, I wouldn't have expected Jack Butland to do. So, on paper, mate, the back five stronger than the back five that started last season? It's a yes for me.
Aye, but listen, it's the start of the season. We're into competitive games now, so I'll hold back and say aye or no now. Competitive games are different, and any errors are going to get highlighted. But Pandur, I like his athleticism. He's quick and coming off his line if he recognises any danger. He's quick to sell any balls that come into his area within the 6-yard box. He's not afraid to either catch it or punch it. Agility wise, he looks decent. He saved a good low shot at the weekend there for the free kick. So it's first impressions is good so far, but that's just on friendlies. Now it's competitive action, and if there's any mistakes here, we want to keep them to a minimum. I'm certainly not conceding silly goals to put us in the back foot. So it's this is where everything starts now, and I think the players know that. McInnes will get that message out of them. 3 points. That's what we're looking for.
We've obviously spoke, mate, at the start of the show about the creativity, where that's going to come from, the widths, etc. Gassama's probably likely to be on the right, Asgard on the left, but Asgard has been a player who only a few weeks ago, mate, at the start of the end of last season, you wouldn't have really batted an eyelid if you sold him. Obviously, the window's still open, you never know. But the last few games, since he's returned from the World Cup, he looks a bit more hungry, a bit more desire. And all of a sudden, he's the guy that we are looking at. I know Derek said there, Gassama is the wide player, that they'll try and get the ball to as much as possible. But Asgard, for the support, has been the guy that we've suddenly turned to say, you're our creative spark. And he's looked all right, mate. Do you think the World Cup, although he played very little time, has been a massive change in him? And I know it's early days, as you say, competitive games, we'll find out. But is that the turning that he maybe needed?
It could be. It could be. Certainly, I watched them in the World Cup as well, and they only featured against France in the kind of dead rubber game because France had already won the section. But certainly, they needed to win that game to top the section. Norway had already qualified as well, but they changed basically their entire team. And the shining light for Norway that night was actually Asgard. He scored their goal and he showed a few good bits of skill, and I think he's taken a lot of confidence out of that. Integrating in with the squad, Norway acquitted themselves very well, going deep into the tournament, which probably a lot of people for the outside didn't expect them to do. But I think he's got a newfound confidence. He's got the ability. We see the ability. It's just sometimes his work rate's not there, or he's a wee bit lazy, or appears that way. His stature, he's over 6 feet. He should be more imposing physically in the game, and demanding the ball and commanding the kind of midfield a wee bit better. And he certainly showed that in fleeting moments in the first 2 games. So he could be the spark, and I hope he is, mate. I liked him when I seen him previously at other clubs. I think it was Wigan that I seen him play, and he was a standout there. So if we're going to get that guy coming back, then I think that's great bit of news for our manager and for the rest of the guys in the team.
All right, mate. Give us the team one final time, pal, if you don't mind.
Not a problem. Right, tonight's starting team, we get Pandor in goals, back line of Sterling, Fernandes, Godfrey, Romans, Devlin, Diamondi, Asgard, Gassama, captain Shankland, Nadiri. On the bench, we've got Kelly, McCrory, McCanya, Neil, Dragojevic, Chutwani, Curtis, Chermiti, and Miovski.
We couldn't not mention, mate, Lawrence Shankland. Proud night for him, leading his boyhood club out as captain. He'll be really buzzing, I'm sure, in that dressing room right now.
He'll be emotional, Rob. He'll be emotional in a good way, because this is boyhood dream stuff now, isn't it? It's all very well signing for the club and putting on the captain's armband. I think out in Spain when they first got it, but during the week, the manager announced that Lawrence Shankland is the Rangers captain to go forward with. So that's a massive boost of confidence for him, for his manager, for him to lead the club, for him to be the face of the team, basically. And I think he will, he'll embrace that challenge. He sees it as a challenge, because a wee bit like the manager course, as a manager to get to that stage, 19 years it's took McInnes through a long journey in different clubs in the UK. Well, Shankland's been on that journey as a player, trying to improve, trying to get better. And his end goal, he always said, was getting to Glasgow Rangers, his boyhood team. So now he's there, now he's wearing the jersey. He's a striker, he's our captain, and I think he'll embrace that responsibility. And I've got him to score tonight as well. I've done a wee bet builder before, so I fancy Shankland to score tonight, and obviously Rangers to win.
Go on then, give us your bet. Tell us how much money we're losing.
Right, anybody does the bet builders, stick a wee fiver on this, you never know. I've got Rangers to win, I've got Dylan Tate and Cammy Devlin to get cards. I just can't see Nick Walsh pass up an opportunity. But I've got Dundee at least 2 cards. I've got Rangers over 5 corners, Shankland to score, and that comes in just under 38 to win. So a wee fiver on that's a good start to your weekend.
Well, good luck if you play along, and as always, bet responsibly, i.e. don't put on an AK bet builder. From the bench, AK, do you think we'll see many of the new guys on the bench? Or come off the bench, rather?
It depends, obviously, the course of the game and whether he needs to change. I think McInnes will use his bench. He'll utilise his bench. This is the modern manager's way, that they very, very rarely don't use their 5 subs that's there. So if things are going well, I could see Chermiti, Miovski replace Shankland in the dairy. I could see Dan Neil certainly come in the midfield as a calming influence. And maybe even we'll see our new signing, Dragojevic. But end goal is Rangers win.
Who's going to get the first goal of the Derek McInnes era, mate? I know you've took Shankland in your cooking, but do you think you'll get the first and the only goal?
It could be, that's why I only mentioned him as an anytime goal scorer. Whether it's 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-2, it doesn't matter as long as Rangers win. But I've got Shankland to be that guy. I think he's probably got his daddy bet for him tonight. Because the players can't bet.
I'm going to go for Asgard, mate, to get the first goal of the season. There you go. Tello Asgard.
Mm-hmm. And what's your score, do you think, mate?
2-0. I said it during the week. 2-0, mate, so I'll stick with that. 2-0 and a clean sheet, I think, would be a good start as well. 2 goals, good performance in terms of a clean sheet from the back line. And I think that would just breed confidence. Again, as we touched on and you said at the start of the show, mate, the result's the most important thing. We know last season as well, the away form for us was a lot of conversations. We won 9 games away from home, lost 3 and drew 7. And a lot of the points is where we kind of lost ground at the start of the season. So not only do we need to start well, mate, the away form again was one that's always up for debate. You've got a chance to go and start rectifying both of them tonight.
Aye. Well, as I said as well, Dundee United were bottom 6. As it turned out, they actually topped the bottom 6, so they finished 7th in the league. So this is an opportunity. It could be a harder game. You know, you could be going to Tynecastle, you could be going to Easter Road or Pittodrie. So Dundee United will be a tough enough game, but it's a winnable game, and I think we should be looking on it at that viewpoint. It's all about 3 points, and it's positivity feeds, you know the momentum running about the club. So if we can get the 3 points, first team to have a victory on the board. The draws last year kind of killed us a lot, but if we can get the 3 points tonight, mate, that's what it's all about for me.
All right, mate. Always a pleasure to do a pre-show with you, mate. Final word for yourself for the moment.
Looking forward to it, pal. It doesn't seem that long ago for we finished the season because of World Cup in between. It's just fit by these days. So it's a nice night. The Bears are up there expecting. There's plenty sitting at home with a beer. And let's hope we're cheering on the Rangers victory. But thanks to yourself, the Techie team, and everybody that's listening. Let's hope we're back celebrating a Rangers win.
I'll second that, mate. I will second that all night long. Well, thanks to yourself, AK, for doing the show with me. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals in the background. And of course, everybody that's tuned in listening to the show tonight. This has been Rangers Radio. We will be back 15 minutes after the final whistle, celebrating 3 points and getting down the road. Thanks for listening. Take it away, Old School Blue.
All along the walls of the Ibrox halls are pictures of legends of old, making history.